Alright, welcome back to the GSAC tournament. This is the second match of the group stage. This match will be between metalcore and Bemusicality. So, in the bottom right hand corner, it is the Terran player, metalcore. And in the top left, another Terran player, Bemusicality. So this is going to be a great TVT for you all. Obviously, I am metalcore, or Barefoot Ben, and I did play in this series, so I'm going to be casting over the replay of this. So I kind of already know what happens, but obviously I'm not going to spoil anything. But yeah, I can just let you guys know already that this is a phenomenal... Oh, I set it to normal. This is a phenomenal series between both me and Bemusicality. Played great games, and I'm so excited to give them to you today. So, metalcore plays random, and happened to get Terran this time. That's what he's most familiar with. So, should be a pretty solid opener. And he's actually skipping barracks right now, so he's going to go command center first, and that's a little bit risky. You know, anytime you go command center first, you're automatically going to lose to, like, most cheeses. But this is a pretty good map to do it on, since it's 4 player spawning positions, and you never know, where your opponent's going to spawn there. So it gives you a little bit more freedom to do these kind of really early economic openings. Bemusicality, though, went for gas first, then into the barracks, so he might do Reaper first here. I don't know, but it's going to be Marine. Reaper first would be good, just to get that scouting info, and obviously the Reaper would get there, possibly if he scouts right. Maybe he scouts down the middle first. Some people do that. You could probably knock off the SUV building the barracks, and that could just be a death loss right there. So also, I should get this out of the way. If you guys didn't know, metalcore is a platinum player, and everybody else in this tournament is either silver or gold. And just to make it a little bit fair on everybody, metalcore has to do a couple things. First of all, he's on an 80% handicap, which means all of his units have 80% the health of what they normally do. So like over here, these SEVs, 45 health, and metalcore's SEVs are at 36. So 80% health. And also, this is a best of 5, but if metalcore loses 1, then he'll lose the whole match. So basically, he has to 3-0 his opponents in order to take a win for a match. So I really like this just because the pressure is always on metalcore, and that's really just fun to play against. You have to be careful every game, and already going for a command center first is very risky, and it only feels risky because of that one loss thing. It also makes all-ins, a little bit more risky as well. Everything's just a little bit more risky, and that's what I like about it. Because otherwise, it's a little bit boring. Could be a little bit boring, but no, it's gonna be great. So we'll see if Bemusicality can get on top of that. Right now, we just have went into another command center for Bemusicality. It's a lot more standard after. I'm missing the Reaper fight, I'm sorry. But it's a little bit more standard after the barracks opening. But we have both people going into 3 barracks after the command center. And then metalcore, he got both gases, so he's going to look to get these add-ons here shortly. Bunker here, just to make sure, because of the command center first opening. Did he see... wrong one. I don't want to follow them. But, did metalcore see? No, he didn't see the second base, so he could still think this is an all-in or something, and that's why it's really important to get that extra bunker. This SUV, I'm not quite sure where he's going. Might just scout. Yeah, maybe take this watchtower here. That's always smart. Metalcore tends to use F2 to select all of his army units and move out, which is really bad. But if you send out SEV like this, then it's not a big deal. You know, you can hit F2 and the SCV will stay wherever you want it to go. And right now it's just looking for that second base and it sees it. So he's going to get it back out of there, which is always good. This Reaper taking the Zonaga Watchtower, which is always good. But now we have, what, 2 Tech Labs and a Reactor. This is the most standard thing. Metalcore is doing the exact same thing, going right for that stim and combat shields. Bemusicality is a little bit more on top of upgrades, so he's already got 1 engineering bay. Could put down a second one, and both people are going right into the factory. So already this game playing out a little bit similar, although we did have a little bit more upgrade focused opening for Bemusicality and more economic focused opening for Metalcore. You can see right now Units tab shows 33 SUVs to 32, and that might show weakness in Metalcore's SUV building skills. Or maybe he's supply blocked right now, so that's not ideal. Not at all. But anyway, so this game's gonna go on. The first game here is on Frost, which is one of the biggest maps in the map pool. A little bit of a mess up there. We had somebody lagging here actually, which is why a spectator, which is why Bemusicality is saying out now. He's not referring to me, you know, which is good. So yeah, going right for a tech lab on the factory. Gonna start doing some siege tank production. Same thing over here, another tech lab. But yeah, so this is already looking very similar for both builds. Right just now, Metalcore getting both engineering bays, so his upgrades are a little bit behind. He'll probably finish about the same time though as he's doing 2 engineering bays instead of 1. So he'll catch up here shortly. We also see, you know, very even supplies here. Bemusicality actually better supply than Metalcore here. His macro is really just phenomenal, you know, I think. A little bit idle SUVs here, but that's fine. He's got them, see? So, yeah. He's doing really well as far as the macro goes. Right here, a little bit of fight in the middle just for the Zonaga Watchtowers. But yeah, this is going to be a great game. It was awesome to play these games, and yeah, you guys are just in for a great set. But we'll see what each player decides to do next. We see already an SUV coming down for the 3rd base for Metalcore. You know, so this is probably about the normal time that you want to do it. This is when a professional will get his 3rd base about. But it is a little bit risky because if Bemusicality moves out on 2 bases, you know, obviously after 1 or 2 more waves, he's going to have 400 extra minerals of army that Metalcore won't have. But on the other side, if Metalcore can hold this and defend this, then he's going to have and there you see the F2 thing, which is why these Marines went away and then had to be commanded back. But yeah, this is in the DDR champ. He was from the last series, obviously. He was spectating this game. But yeah, so 3rd base coming down a little bit earlier, and that's going to give Metalcore the economic lead if he can hold any sort of attack against his opponent. And we see also the scouting SUV and a Marine just checking for Bemusicality's 3rd base. And this is really good scouting. I mean, if you look at map vision right now, Metalcore has almost the whole map, right? He's not checking these other bases, which could be a problem if Bemusicality had a hidden base up there. But fortunately he doesn't, and he's got, right now, Metalcore has great map presence. So if an army moves out or something, he knows. Right now, we have Metalcore moving out. He might go for some sort of drop. Yeah, he's going to go for a double drop here, which is smart because you don't want to walk into 2 siege tanks on the high ground, obviously. And then he's gonna come in from 2 angles here. The first angle is gonna be these medevacs. You're gonna want to drop those first, and then walk in with the main army, which is now just right outside of the whatever you call this sensor tower here. So see, Bemusicality, he's already moving back a little bit. He's afraid of the drop. But yeah, here comes the drop, and here comes the regular engagement. Regular engagement is really one-sided right now. But on the other hand, the drop is down, and this is already doing a little bit of work. Bemusicality has to go back here shortly. He's already lost 2 add-ons. Could go for a 3rd. But, you know, I think this drop could have done a little bit better. Yeah, sure, he got some add-ons, which is great, and he's even gonna get a siege tank or 2 here, which is always great. But if you take out, you know, instead of 4 add-ons, you could have taken out this SCV line, for instance. I think that would have had a lot worse long-term impact. And this is great. You know, these missile turrets, this is already a great defense here by Bemusicality. He's stopping this play from happening again, and I think that's something that not enough people do, you know, because the drop will come and they'll defend it, and they won't worry about it. But if you have if you don't have the 2 missile turrets, then it can always happen again. And if that happens when you're taking a fight on the other side of the map or something like that, it can do critical damage and single-handedly win you the game. So I think, you know, just these missile turrets here is a great decision by Bemusicality. He's just now putting down, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 barracks now. And this is good because his mineral count is getting out of control. Also really badly supply capped right now as well. But yeah, he's got to start spending these minerals on something. And I'm sure you can find something as Terran to spend minerals on. Mainly Marines, obviously. But you see him trying to take a 3rd base, but already this scouting Marine's going to shut it down. And this is great, because, you know, this he's going to have to move his whole army back here just to defend this if he wants. And good target fire on the building SCV here. Stop it from gaining any more hit points. But this is good, because now metalcore knows he's going for a 3rd base, so I'm going to try to deny that as much as I can. Also scouting, SCV scouting for any hidden bases. Metalcore is playing it very safe. A bit of a supply block here, which is not good, but he doesn't want to lose anything silly like that, you know. But now that he knows that this 3rd base is still not being built, here comes another SUV. He's going to try to move out now and deny this 3rd base, because if he can keep Bemusicality on 2 bases, you know, this main base is already starting to get mined out. And there's a lot of actually not working SUVs here. They're trying to repair somebody. And also, you have some units in the medevac here. And unless he's doing a drop, which I don't think he is, you know, he's not moving out or anything, he should really unload those, because that's, you know, a handful of extra army supply that's currently not being used. So here metalcore goes. He's going to try to deny this 3rd base. And he's got 2 siege tanks in the back. He could go for more siege tanks. You know, I don't think he has quite enough. Right now, siege tank count is 4 to 4, so both players not with opting to do not a whole lot of siege tanks, but you can see that was a very good engagement for metalcore, making those units run into the siege tanks to do it. And he might even go for another drop here with 1 medevac. So we'll see if that happens. Already another SCV here. Oh, nope, not anymore. That was a good death animation. But yeah, could go for another drop here. It has a couple extra medevacs, which is either a lie, you know, on purpose, or, you know, a fake drop or something like that. But you can already see another missile turret coming down. And this is good, because this whole time metalcore is on 3 bases, and it's like 3 well-saturated bases, you know. It could even, it's getting a 4th now as well, so he's taking another engagement here because he's maxed out. And if you're maxed out, you know, why not just like lose some units and then just remake it, because you have the bank and your opponent doesn't. But in this case, your opponent does, because they haven't been spending that money very well, you know. How many, so he's got all 7 barracks hotkeyed, but currently nothing. Yeah, there goes some more units being produced, and he's just going to spam that, which is good, because he has the money for it, and he really shouldn't on 2 bases like this. So we'll see. Metalcore already maxed out again because of how many bases he's on, which is really good. But could go for, you know, he's another factory, which is good. He's getting more barracks. Already 7 right now. Same as Bemusicality. And here's a drop coming down. That could do some work. Does the SCV see it? He might. But if he did, it was only for a second. And here's the Doom drop. So metalcore opting to do his Doom drop instead of walking into the sieged up line. But he's going to have, what is this, 7 missile turrets? And this is the kind of thing that you need missile turrets for. Because, I mean, Bemusicality was so smart getting these. If he hadn't had these, this Doom Trap would fail so badly. But let's see how well it does. Alrighty, 1 medevac down, 2 medevac down, 3 medevac down. So he got 3 medevacs down. I think he had, what, 3 or 4 more fully loaded. These ones are still fully loaded. They should really be unloaded here soon. But yeah, this was just great engagement by Bemusicality with all those missile turrets. They did go down, so he's going to have to rebuild them. But with all those missile turrets plus the siege tank reinforcing, this is going to be just fine. And here's the counterattack, which should have gone on at the same time. It's a little bit late here, and he should have, yeah, he should just move back. He shouldn't engage this any longer. But he's going to lose all of those guys here, and that's a little bit dangerous, because, you know, 50 supply lead right now for Bemusicality. Army supply, 111 to 58. And, like, that's not a really big problem right now, because metalcore is remaxing very quickly. But if Bemusicality moves out right now, you know, right now, then he'll win the game. Just, I mean, it's as easy as that. So, and he's going to move out. But he did give metalcore a little bit of time to think about, you know, to get remaxed. And as you can see, supply is already much closer. This double medevac drop might do a little bit of work, though. And right now we have a very dangerous situation going on here, especially for metalcore, because he's way out of position. Already this drop is going to start picking off some stuff. An immediate, you know, turnaround here from metalcore. But he's going to meet this army now, cutting off reinforcements. So this is looking very dire for metalcore. I mean, he's down 30 or 20 supply. And he's got the enemy army knocking on his base. You know, this is the main bulk of metalcore's army right now, so we'll have to see how they do. But obviously, 1 medevac support is not going to be enough here. They're trading off fairly well, just because. Oh, I'm sorry. Just because it's 2-2 against 3-3, so they're trading off pretty well. But this is still looking very risky. All these reinforcements coming in, but this is the siege tank line that Bemusicality has to break. He is targeting fire siege tanks, but I think metalcore's going to win this just because of the fact that he's got the home base advantage. All this production here right on the front line, that siege tank popped out, for instance, you know, really helping out here. Not only that, he also has the 3-3 just compared to the 2-2, and I think that's making a really big difference here. But boy, was that close, you know, for metalcore. You got all of his army destroyed, army supply right now, 39 to 47. But metalcore has spank, and it's because he's on 4 bases. You know, Bemusicality just now getting a 3rd base up and running, which is really good. I'm glad he expanded here behind when he moved out. I mean, that's a really smart decision by him. But as you can see, 2nd base is mined out. He just floated it over. 1st base is mined out. So Bemusicality right now only mining off 1 base, whereas metalcore, he's mining off of 2. And even could get a 3rd base. Here's SUVs coming down. Planetary here too. That's a good idea, you know, because you don't want a medevac drop to kill off this base, because it is very, very far away from all your production. But we have now, you know, look at this supply lead for metalcore, and this is all because he took that 3rd and 4th base. And right now he's doing, you know, look at all this production. Bemusicality isn't really producing very much right now since he's just on 1. And if this is the case, you're only on 1 base as Bemusicality, you have to count on this army not moving out, right? And if you're counting on that, you might as well go for 2 extra bases. You know, that's how I like to look at it. Because if this army comes across, it's just going to wreck this base. I mean, where's the army here? Army supply, 51 to 107, so it's double in metalcore's favor. And yeah, look, this whole base is getting destroyed. SUV count right now, 93 to 48. A little bit too many SUVs here for metalcore. He should have gotten a little bit less and put a little bit more in army supply because he's already maxed out. But this is a great job by him. You know, why would you attack this line when you can just prevent him from mining? You know, keep him on 2 bases. And really, this tank line should have been up defending this 3rd, because that's really the problem. And this 3rd also going to get sniped. We have armies moving up. It looked like nice concave here by metalcore. Great siege tank position. So he really is just taking command in a 76 army supply to it maxed out. And he can even run into, yeah, he's just going to go for these siege tanks. Probably could have just targeted fire then, but yeah, it doesn't even matter. He's got enough to push through here and take out all these SCVs. And with that, he should win the game. You know, I really think the cause of this was because of the 3-3, and there's the end of the game. 3-3 Marines to just 2-2. Is he still only at 2-2? Where's the 2-0? Oh, where's his? I don't think he has any offensive units right now. I can check. I'll just go back a little bit. Why not? Keep this casual, right? Seeking. So these Marines at 2-3. So they're at 2-3 right now. But against the 3-3, I really think the 3-3 helped for this engagement, you know, a lot. Plus the medevac drop could have, you know, same thing with the medevac drop that metalcore did, could have went for these SCVs instead of the add-ons. I mean, picking up add-ons is always good, but at the end of the day, this is what's driving the economy and the production of metalcore. That's why you have, you know, 3 factories. You know, if one gets taken out, no big deal. But if you have a lot of workers being taken out, I'm talking about like 30 workers being taken out, that's a big hit. So I think the upgrades here, as well as getting this third base way too late, really caused Bemusicality this game. And I'm going to head over to the second game. I'll see you guys there. Thank you for watching. Please leave any comments for any sort of tips or anything you have for me. And obviously let me know if you want to join this tournament for the next time. I'll see you guys later. Bye.